Hey everyone, and what's going on? I hope everyone is having a fantastic time heading into the weekend. It's your buddy Invader here, and I'm back with more E3 2018 speculative fun. Now for this video, I'm going to cover a bunch of the other big publishers. Again guys, this is just for fun, and if I happen to get a few things right in the process, then so be it, that would be really great. Some things, there's been rumors about for a while, and others just hunches on my part. I've actually been meaning to get this out for, a few weeks now, but there's just been so many other new topics out there that I felt deserved some time dedicated to them before heading into this, so now we're here. So without delay, where do I begin first? Which publisher? I'll start with EA. So we'll definitely be seeing Battlefield 5 gameplay. I mean, there's already been a few teasers for the game, but we haven't really seen a great deal of actual gameplay, modes, multiplayer and maps, and what some of the stories are going to be that we'll experience in the single player. So we'll definitely get a lot of time to get dedicated to Battlefield. That's the big shooter for the fall from EA. Now, I also suspect to see a new Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare game, Garden Warfare 3 to be exact. The timing just seems to be right, judging from the development cycle of the other games, and actually a comic was leaked with details of the game's existence. I think it was over Amazon or something like that. And after playing the second game, I'm very interested to see what they can come up with. Garden Warfare 2 was a lot of fun, so I'm definitely going to keep it on my radar. And of course, we'll see the usual suspects, FIFA, Madden, NHL, all those iterations are just par for the course each year, which is fine, And of course, Anthem will definitely be showing off greatly. It's going to be expanding off of what we've seen before, and I'd assume that we'd hear some kind of a release date for it. Probably next year. I don't see it coming out this fall, but probably a next year game. I also believe that we'll have a surprise game revealed, an indie game with EA funding, something along the lines of A Way Out, something of that scale. Maybe even a glimpse at a new Star Wars game that they've been working on, since EA has a Star Wars license from Disney, so we'll see what happens. I wouldn't be surprised if they showed off something with the Star Wars brand, right? Because they're working on multiple projects with them. Also, there's been recent rumblings of Skate 4 being announced, so I wouldn't be surprised if we heard something skate-related. It seems to be something that was trending because of... The franchise has been trending recently because of a few prominent YouTubers, streamers that have been broadcasting it in recent years, and it just seems to be taking off a little bit. So I think EA is going to do something with Skate 4. Also, there seems to be something Titanfall-related, and I think there'll be something announced because there's been teases over Twitter, from the Titanfall Twitter account of an announcement coming, so I'm willing to bet that there's a Titanfall 3 going to be announced. The timing just seems right, and given EA's purchase of the studio, I'm sure they'd want to show it off in some capacity. Now, moving on, Bethesda. I believe that Bethesda will have a very interesting conference. Obviously, we know about the recent Fallout 76 announcement. That was a surprise to me. We'll definitely see gameplay and more than likely get a release date. I get the feeling this won't be the classic kind of Fallout we're used to. It could be some kind of an online MMO similar to Elder Scrolls Online, but we'll see how that turns out to be. Not much is known about it at all going into the conference. I also suspect that we'll hear an official announcement of their top secret new open world interstellar game, Starfield. Again, not much is known about this other than it's been in development for a while, and it's supposed to be this massive space exploration RPG, similar to like a Fallout and a Skyrim or Elder Scrolls, but like in space. So that'd be really cool. I'm keeping my eye out for that. Also, I could see Doom 2 being very likely. There's been some talk about it in recent months, and the timing of the development cycle just seems likely that we could hear something Doom-related. Definitely, again, keeping my eye out for that. Also, possibly Prey DLC. They've been teasing something related to Prey for a while now over Twitter, so I could definitely see something, maybe some kind of a story expansion. It's really hard to say, but it just seems to be the case. I just find it puzzling that they would still work on Prey even if it wasn't like received very well. But we'll see. And of course, everyone knows of the other recent announcement from Bethesda, Rage 2. And I'm really surprised to see Rage come back. But hey, maybe, you know, they've got some new hooks to it. You know, it ended on a cliffhanger, and overall I enjoyed the first one, despite some setbacks. But we'll see what they do with it. I don't see a new Elder Scrolls game yet. I've got a feeling that that's still like a couple of years off from being announced. But hey, who knows, right? Moving on, Two Interactive. Now, Take-Two's conference is probably going to be pretty simple. Promote the crap out of Red Dead Redemption 2. Enough said there, right? And obviously, that's going to be the big game going forward for them. But I think you'll see some other games, obviously. Can't just have the one. Projects, games like, I don't know, a new NBA 2K, WWE titles, and so on. Especially since those games have been steadily growing in positivity. There's also one property in particular that I have a feeling could get announced, and that is a new BioShock. There's been some sources saying that there's a team working on a new game, and it seems like the right time for it to be announced. Fingers crossed it's a return to Rapture, as I really do miss the Art Deco art style, and just the world in general, honestly. But yeah, overall, that's my take on Take-Two's conference. I think it's going to be pretty straightforward, with maybe a couple of surprises. Now, Ubisoft. I think we're going to get a new Splinter Cell game, judging by the Walmart Canada leaks. I think it's a pretty well-known secret by now. We'll probably be showing off, and we'll get a release date for it for the end of the year, but we'll see. Also, I think we'll get Watch Dogs 3 officially announced, probably released at the end of this year, but who knows. I just think it's very likely, judging by their own dev cycle. I could also see them showcasing the Crew 2 gameplay, since it's being released later in June, like after E3, so you're definitely going to see a lot of the Crew 2. You're also going to see Beyond Good and Evil gameplay. They're probably going to show off some new gameplay mechanics and just the world itself, because they've been kind of hush on the game, so I'd imagine they'd go for some kind of a blowout, showing off all kinds of crazy stuff you can do in that game. A lot of people are just very curious, myself included, about it. Also, don't be surprised if you see Division 2 gameplay. You know, people are really chomping at the bits to see what the Division 2 has in store. A lot of people are excited for it. It's been a bit of a beloved game after all the fixes to the game and the content drops. So, I expect to see Division 2 there. Also, there should be some Skull and Bones gameplay, maybe showing off some ship-to-ship combat and world exploring, who knows. And to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if we also heard about something For Honor related. After the initial rough launch, they've been working to try and improve that game through large content drops and updates. Hey, maybe we'll see a new large content drop announced. Time will tell. Well, anyways, guys, so those are my thoughts, speculation, and expectations for a majority of the big publisher announcements. You know, I hope that they all exceed my expectations, but as everyone knows, you're always rolling the dice with these kinds of events. I know I didn't get to every one of them, but then it would take an exceptionally long video to do. But to sum it all up, I think we're going to have a really good E3. I'm just extremely curious as to what Microsoft will announce, as they seem to be a bit of a wild card this year, considering we don't know what's ahead game-wise. Unfortunately, I won't be around for a couple of the conferences, as I'll be away for the Canadian Grand Prix, but I'll definitely be keeping my eyes peeled for any announcements. I'll also be appearing on a few community podcasts afterwards, talking about all the latest announcements, and man, I can't wait. As always, guys, thanks for watching. It's always greatly appreciated, and I really enjoy creating content. Please remember to like this video and leave a comment down below. Invader, out.